Hello, very good morning, students. And today I am with the topic of geography in SST, and we have some topics and some word given from that chapter. And the name of chapter is, you have to see, our resources. Okay, our resources. So what we see and what we understand about resources. In this chapter, we will able to explain the meaning of resources, understand the value of any utility of resources, identify the different types of resources, understand the reasons behind the unequal distribution of resources, and describe the various ways to conserve resources, explain the concept of sustainable development. So these things we are going to understand in this chapter in our resources. So first we have to understand what are resources, what are the meaning of resources, and what is the meaning of resources, and overview. So nature has gifted us many things that we need to survive. This can be termed as gifts of nature. So what the things are already given to us by our nature, we can say gifts of nature, like mountain, rocks, rivers, air, trees, anything which are given as a gift and which are available to us freely. We are nothing paying for that. So these all we can say gifts of nature. So resources are also our gifts of nature that we are having already without paying anything and freely. Nature is giving that. So, but if we are not using efficiently that things, if we are not doing sustainable management of that, so further in future it can be harmful or it can be decrease that particular resource which can be can make a difference in our life, that we need of oxygen, we need of fresh water to drink. If there is not availability of that, so what we can do? So we have to survive that all things which can be happen, and have to use of that sufficient, but not misuse of that. Okay. So in this chapter, so as we know, gifts of nature are given as our resources. This may include rocks, wood, petroleum and other fossil fuels. Okay. I have written fossil fuels in word body. What is fossil fuels? Natural fuels formed from the remains of dead organism. So natural fuels, petrol, diesel and all natural fuels in our earth has been from ancient time or past time. So why it is there? It is the dead remains of organism. Okay, it is the remains of dead organisms. I'm not knowing that isn't right or wrong, but some scientist has said that the petrol or diesel in Arab countries are of remains of dinosaurs. So remains of dinosaurs. So these all dead organism remains is as a fossil fuels in our earth contains, and by that our vehicles and these all things are running out. So fossil fuels, soil, air, water, sunlight, plants and animals. Few things we derive from these gifts of nature include desk, blackboards, pens, book, paper and clothes, etc. So these all things which are we have been taken from nature, which are not man-made. So these all things we can resources which are already given from nature, and we are using and we are making different things from that. These all are resources. Okay, resources are the elements. If we define that, resources are the elements of environment that human beings need for their direct or indirect use. So what the human beings use anything directly or indirectly is the natural resources or resources. So if we use anything which we are not made by ourselves, or if we made by ourselves, it is also from the product of nature. Nothing element or none element has been produced by man, a human. All things had been produced already in our earth, has been contained in our earth, just we have discovered or found that things. You have to understand these things clearly, that all things are natural resources given on this earth or on this continent. So everything are given by nature, and we are just changing their faces, changing their forms and values, but at the same time all things are given from nature. If we see the example of, if we make if we have to make any house, so what we use in that, we use wood, we use cement, we use bricks, and also these all are taken from bricks are made up of soil, that. So this all things has been taken from nature. So all things which we are using directly or indirectly is natural resources or resources. Okay. Further we see what are natural resources and different things, but resources, things which we are using directly or indirectly for our use, for our utility, is resources. Okay. It must be noted that resources are always useful to us. They satisfy our needs and provide us comfort. So we have to concern that resources has been always useful for us, and it provides us comfort, and it provides us satisfaction. It fulfill our needs. It provides us satisfaction. It provides us comfort. So things which we are using directly or indirectly, things which are useful for us or survival for, and things which we are which give us satisfaction, which give us comfort, these all things we can say resources. Okay. Some resources are important that human life may not be possible without them. So some resources like air, water, and so many resources are there which are so efficient that people cannot be survive or cannot live without them, without that. So some resources are so important that human life may not be possible without them. Now we are going to see the value and utility of resources. So value, worth. Okay. How a resource can be valuable for us, how a resource can be earn some profit. So any kind of value, how can a resource can develop. So we see in that we use various resources for different purposes, and that determines their value and utility. So we use different things for a different purpose, for a different outlook. So in that, different or certain utility or value determines or develops. How can we see that? We use various resources for different purposes, and that determines their value and utility. The uses of resources that we derive from nature, such as sunlight, water, air, plants and animals, determine their utility. This adds to worth of their resources. So what the nature has given to us, like sunlight, water, air, plants, animals, determine their utility. If they are, so they determine their utility, that if we use them, we fulfill our need, we fulfill our satisfaction. So the things are given already and very needed, like water, animal, plants. Okay, if we need of oxygen, as we know, plants or trees are the main sources of provide oxygen or produce oxygen. So this adds to worth of these resources. So if thing is worthable, if thing is usable, if thing is fulfill our satisfaction or need, if things provides us comfort, so these all are resources, and by that we can determine their values, we can categorize their values, simplify their values and utility. So what we can do in that? While life on the earth cannot be sustained without the availability of certain resources, other resources may not be as important. So some important resources are there, but may be possible that some resources are not very important at a particular time or certain range. But if we see about some resources which are very needed, like if we see of fresh water, drinkable water. So if there are 3% drinkable water is available on this earth, scientists confirms that. So what we can categorize in that category, that which resources which are very important, very needed, but at the same time not very available. So what the category of that type of resources? They are important resources. For example, all living things need fresh water to survive, hence it is a precious resource. So if we see water is a very precious resource. Without water we can't live. So however, the earth has sea water in abundance, which is saline and cannot be used directly for drinking. So we have available in huge quantity of fresh saline water of sea, but it is not drinkable. It can't be used in drinking. So see, water may not be considered as that important a resource as fresh water. So if we see fresh water is important resource, and if we see sea water is not as important as fresh water, it can be possible that we can change the saline water into fresh water, but it is very costly and it can take more time, and somewhere it is too hard also to do. So the importance of fresh water is more than saline water, and more than saline water. So metals such as iron, gold and silver are resources that are an important part of our life. Iron is used to make steel, which in turn is used to construct houses and bridges, manufacture vehicles, locomotives and airplanes and gadgets. So all metals, all given resources are important part of our life, and we can make vehicles and locomotives and airplanes and gadgets. Can you imagine what would have happened if there was no iron in nature? If we imagine for a time or while that there is no iron in this nature, so what will be the position that time? There shall be no train, there shall be no vehicles, and at least non-cycle should be there in that. So every and each resource available in our earth is important. It may be varied that importance of someone is less than someone. It can be happen, but we can't say that this thing is not having any importance. This we can't say. Everything has an importance which is given in our nature resource and which is given by nature. Okay. On the other hand, gold and silver are precious metals which may be important but are not essential. So two different things there. If we see as important, something is important, okay, we have to wear gold and we have to wear silver, but it is not essential. Without it we can live, but without water we can't live. So there is two words, important and essential. Resources can be important, but at the same time, if it is not essential as far as essentiality of different things like water and all, so that time it is have to understand that essential resources having more important than resources which can be usable but not as important in survival of life as essential resources like water and air and all. So thus any material from nature can become a resource when human beings find it to be useful and attach some value to it. So any material from nature can be resource if human beings find it to be useful. If there is useful material for human, so we can say it resource and attach some value to it. If there is some attachment of value with that, here we may cite the examples of a waterfall. So if we go to see a waterfall, so in that we see the virtue of it, and it not only has aesthetic value. What is aesthetic value? Value of anything by virtue of its beauty. So if something is beautiful to see, and we go to see that things, and we expend some tickets for that, or we expend some money for that, so that is aesthetic value of that thing. Okay, value of anything by virtue of its beauty. If we are going to see something and it has, something which have to be seeable, so for that we are expensing some money and, purchasing some tickets, so that is aesthetic value of thing. But if we are not purchasing ticket, just we see that, so that time also it is aesthetic value. But what is economic value? Value of anything by virtue of its ability to generate money and profit. So if we like to see any resource, so that is aesthetic value, that it get happiness to our eyes. So it is aesthetic value. But if in that process there is way of income, there is way of profit, there is way of earning, so that is economic value. So I was giving the example of that waterfall. If we see the waterfall, that is aesthetic value, we like to see that waterfall. But if we expense ticket for that, if we expense money for that, that is economic value. Value of anything by virtue of its ability to generate money and earn profit. So it not only has aesthetic value because it looks beautiful, I am talking about waterfall, but also has economic value because it acts as a tourist destination, and its water is used to generate hydroelectricity. Hydroelectricity generated by force of water. So the two benefits of the waterfall is there. People are coming to see that, aesthetic value. They are giving money, so economic value. And at the same time, the flow of water is generating hydroelectricity. So it is more practical at the same time also. Resources and increase dependency on technology. The needs of humans have evolved over the years, depending on the type of society, region and timelines. With the developments in the field of science and technology, our material needs have changed and become manifold. At this point, consider the increasing use of paper since it was invented to print books today. Paper is used for printing books, newspapers, magazines, minting money, writing, decoration and packaging. Increase in complex human needs mean higher dependency on technology. This also increases the need to tap more natural resources in the process. We end up procuring things not only from our immediate environment, but also from the environment in other parts of the world. So we are taking things which are given in our resources, and we are taking that all things for our profit. No one is seeing that what was the actual resource, why were the resources there, and if we are mining that things, and if we are making if we are decreasing that things, so what would be the future, what would be the loss in future if that particular resource will decrease or decline. So people are using these resources in a huge way. So what are the use of resources? Therefore depends upon these factors. The needs of the people of a region. Okay, if in a particular region people are living, so according to that region, people use their resources, their knowledge of the resources available and their value. Okay, if we see any particular region or area, people are knowing, if people are knowing that there was gold in earth hidden, so what the people do? People will evacuate that and make available in market for their income. So if people are knowing the resources nearby them or nearby their regions, so and if they are knowing about the value of it, so they find that things, technology possessed by them, what technology they possessed by them, and how they use of machinery, how they dig all resources which are earth or which are available in the out of earth. So these resources, how they can take by their technology, it is also depend on their technology which they have possessed. Okay, the vast mineral deposits of Africa did not have much value to its natives as they did not have much knowledge of their use. So in Africa, as we see, deposits of minerals had there, but the people of there did not have much value to its natives as they did not have much knowledge of their use. It was only the coming of the Europeans that these minerals gained the value of precious resource. So people of Africa were not knowing that they had having resources in their earth, but the people of Europe came there and they were knowing for that, and they had dig that things and they find that resources, precious resources. Thus the way a country uses its resources depends on the needs, knowledge and technical know-how of its people. So what is the practical knowledge of the people of country or particular regime depends that how they produce or how they find their resources. The importance of resources also changes with time. In India, forests are the source of timber and firewood, but with decreasing forest cover, many of these forests have been converted into national parks in order to conserve the flora and fauna. This has also contributed towards the development of the tourism sector, which acts as a source of revenue for the government. The term resource, therefore, does not refer to a thing or a substance, but it refers to its function to satisfy human needs at a particular point of time. So, if a resource fulfilling or satisfying the human need, so people are using it. So if we see in that today's topic, so things which are already available in nature, which are freely given by nature to us, which we are using for our survival, is resources or are resources, and it can be more essential or it can be less essential. It can be in our regime, it can be in others' regime. It is depend on our technology, that how we possessed on that. It is depend on the knowledge of that regime, that how they use their resources. For that I have to say one thing. In India, as we know, we have so many resources hidden in our earth, but we are taking that type of resources from outside of countries. There is question, you have to question that why? Because there is a reason. The resources mined in the earth has connection with the resources of parts of the earth like trees and plants and all things. If in any soil, if any earth, there is more elements, so the fertilization of that earth should be more. So India is a genius in that matter. He is not using his resources more than elsewhere. We import that things from other countries. Like if I give example, we have so many radium, we have graphite, but we are not using our graphite, our bromine or radium and or different metals which are available in India, but we are not using that because the fertility of our soil, the value of our land have to be more. It not should be increased. Okay, students, for today I have given some topic. This was base of resources and how they are important, how they are in use of our human beings. So these things you have to revise for that. And some questions I shall made in WhatsApp group. You have to give that answers in homework. Till then, students, have your time good. Okay, nice day. Thank you.